And welcome back once again. Last time, we, for the most part, just went around and just talked for almost an hour and a half. And my goodness, am I excited to just be able to explore. So this is my room. I thought I heard a girl's voice, but I must have been imagining things. This is our room. I have DLC supplies, which we don't really need. I'm probably not going to touch these, at least for now. I might wait till later. We have a journal where we can change our appearance. I can wear any of these. Which I don't think I will for now. I'll just show these off. This is personally my favorite. This is what I typically do. But I'll just go with standard for now. I will put on glasses, though. I love the glasses. And I can also do this for everyone else as well. Probably not, just because I don't typically enjoy doing that. This is the bulletin board, where we can see all the different quests that are available. Normally, I believe you'd be able to teleport to them, but since we haven't really unlocked anything, we can't quite yet.
These are the students' quarters. To better help you supervise them, you also have a room here. Your room is here at the end. Commoner students also reside on the first floor, while the second is primarily for students of noble birth. As a rule, we try to avoid discrimination based on social status here, but the nobility can be quite insistent when it comes to matters of propriety. Speaking of, it would be best for you to avoid improper conduct. I expect you to set a good example for the students.
Whenever you're out exploring, as you can see, you can this is the map of everything we will be able to explore. Obviously, there's a few things we haven't unlocked yet, but for now, I typically like to keep it like this. I know the map pretty well. Whenever you're walking around, you'll see characters with red over their head, which means that they have something to say.
I trust you're eager to face the Black Eagles in battle. Enjoy the thrill of anticipation while it lasts. Soon you'll wish you had chosen to lead our house instead.
If you continue to insist on distracting me, I will have no choice but to get rid of you. Joking, of course.
I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but I'll have to trust you this time.
Wow, Yuritsa sure seems strong. I kind of thought he was going to be the new professor assigned to our class. After that teacher ran away during our outdoor training, I figured Yuritsa was a natural replacement. I was surprised when you were suddenly appointed professor instead. I don't think I could hold my own against Yuritsa in battle. I could probably take you, though.
Yeah.
You really think so? With enough training, I'm sure I'll beat you someday.
That's a good way of looking at it, at least. Unlike Felix. Hi, Yuritsa.
I care nothing of friendship. If you have no business here, leave.
There's a few things I could do here,
Yes,
like...
sir.
No, I don't think it's unlocked yet. I believe there's someone, like, right here that lets you, like, summon other players to your world, which lets you talk to them and buy items from them and such. I don't typically do that. I'm typically fine without it, but this is usually where they would be. Down there, I believe that's where we can go to where, like, the... What is it called? Reception hall? Yeah.
Listen.
Oh, hi, Ferdinand.
Do you know the provenance of our class name? The eagle. That refers to the twin-headed eagle on the Adrestian Empire's coat of arms. And black is the traditional color of the Empire's armor. Hence, black eagles.
I don't know how much I'm going to do. I don't usually speak.
Yes, it's true that I'm the only commoner in the Black Eagle house.
Oh, but
I
you're
knew that
fine,
before the first day
Dorothea.
of class. Those people are simply exhausting.
I don't think I'm going to talk to everyone. I am a little low on time, so I'm probably just going to stick to doing the quests that I have. So, okay. This is at least one of the problems with this game. When you are exploring, there is definitely noticeable slowdown, and I'm not going to deny that even a little bit.
Did you hear the news, Teach? Looks like we're gonna have a good old mock battle between the houses. The Golden Deer House isn't exactly what you'd call an elite group just yet, so you may want to whip everyone into shape with some extra training. After all, competition is only fun if you win. To that end, I'd better prepare as well. You know, I was researching what it's like to live here long before I even enrolled. Want me to fill you in, Teach?
I can give the general explanation of what you will need to know, but we can at least hear what he has to say about all of them.
Students and teachers of the Officers Academy are all free to use the facilities within the monastery. That means you can chow down with students at the dining hall or get in some one-on-one sparring at the training grounds. As you explore the monastery, try visiting the various facilities and talking to the people who live here.
Facilities, if I'm remembering the game's definition of it correctly, is what you would use, you'll see at the top of the screen there, you would use your activity points for. Once you use an activity point, that's all you're able to do. You are able to get more activity points as you progress through the game. You can see the professor level on the right. That'll increase by doing various things. We won't get into all of them right now, but for the most part, I don't remember how many you end up with, but it is important to make sure that you keep track of them just fine and know what you're going to want to do.
So, about the mock battle that's coming up, you don't mind me sitting it out, do you? As a fragile maiden, I'm useless in battle. I'll just cheer everyone on instead.
Hilda, you are the furthest thing from
Did you hear the
useless.
news, Teach? The Golden... After all, you know, I was...
Bulletin boards and quests. This one doesn't really need much explanation. You will see all of the quests on the map as well as the bulletin board, and once you've started going to more places, you can fast travel directly to the area where the quest is. Quests can get you items, weapons, money, renown, which renown is something we can spend later, and generally, as you can imagine, you're probably going to want to do as many quests as you want. And here's where we can go over the activity points.
Far be it from me to tell you how to use the facilities, but it's a good idea to be mindful of how you're using your time. If you don't think about how you're spending your free time, it'll be over before you know it.
You could explore the monastery as much as you like, but certain activities will only be available while you have activity points. When you are done exploring, press the L button to end your free time and proceed with the next week. And professor level.
Here at the Officers Academy, even professors are expected to study often to help maintain their strong leadership skills. In other words, students and teachers alike have to strive to grow in every possible field.
You can gain professor level by hanging out with the students, teaching them, answering their questions in a way that they appreciate, and a few other ways. The simple way is actually through something we can do. There's something here. To do.
Let me know when you are hungry. I will make you a quality meal, as thanks for your service to His Highness. I have a request.
And here's an example. We have this quest here, where Dedu will give us a few things to grow in the greenhouse, which will show us how to use the greenhouse. The greenhouse is useful, though I have not experimented with it as much as I probably should. We'll go over it once we actually go down there. But once we finish this, it'll be an example of being able to get renown, which, again, we'll be able to spend later. And here we are at the dormitory, where you will likely see quite a few students hanging around.
I'm Captain Gerald's first and best apprentice. I can beat anyone, Professor. Even you, if I have to. It may have been only for a short time, but I learned from the absolute best.
I'm sure you will, Leonie. Hello, Dorothea. Bernadetta. I'm telling you, I don't know why I get them confused. You'll usually find her right here if you ever need to talk.
I don't like to come out unless I really have to. Hope you're okay with that, Professor.
Sylvain,
Well,
hello.
there's Dorothea, Hilda, and Mercedes. Lady Rhea's quite the beauty too. And I must admit, I've even checked out Professor Manuela once or twice. You know, Professor, I think I'm going to like it at the Officers Academy. There are beautiful girls as far as the eye can see. Professor, I've got a small favor to ask.
And this is where we will learn to cook, right? No, this is sharing a meal. Excuse me. This is one of the ways that we can gain professor levels. We'll go ahead and do the greenhouse while we have, while we're down here. Hello, Linhart.
The Great Tree Moon is the best time of the year for naps. I could just forget all about my assignment. Yeah.
You gotta know how to answer their questions or respond to them as well as you know them. You're definitely rewarded for it.
Oh, did you come to look at the plants too? The greenhouse here is really incredible. There are so many rare flowers I'd never seen back home, and herbs I never even knew existed. My adoptive father is the real expert. He taught me everything I know about herbs, including how to tell them apart and how to make medicines. You should try looking around the greenhouse sometime if the mood strikes you. Maybe something will catch your eye.
Maybe something will. Let's see if there is something. There is something. Sometimes you'll find these little spots around, and if you check it, there's items. In the greenhouse specifically, obviously, you're probably going to find just plants. But let's do some gardening. By gardening, you can harvest all kinds of crops. Flowers, for instance. Make great gifts. Some people might even decorate their rooms with the flowers you give them. Use the plant command. I'll go over this myself. I'll go over it step by step as we do it. So you can obviously go to plant. And for now, we only have Dedu seed, so we can plant Dedu seed. You offer the seeds to the greenhouse keeper. Check back when you explore the monastery on a free day. This will happen essentially weekly. So if you plant it one week, and then you have the chance to have free time and explore again the next week, if you do, you can come back and get whatever you planted. Do I recommend you explore every single week? Definitely not. But you do have a little bit of an incentive to come in and do that. After you plant a seed, you can cultivate. And when you cultivate, you essentially just give it a little boost. As you continue, you gain better and better options, which give you a better and better chance of getting higher quality stuff. For now, we only have the option to infuse with magic. We can't do anything with it. We can't even spend money on it. So we can go ahead and infuse it with magic, which may make the yield a little bit better. And obviously we can't harvest it right now,
My thanks.
but we can come back another time to do that. And we collected several rewards from it. Now let's go inside the mess hall, which is right over here. Excuse me, the dining hall. Oh, I didn't even know I was in here. Or I didn't know I would show up, that is. You could see, we can see that Flane over there. Yeah, I'll talk to Flane first.
Hello there, Professor.
Hello.
Well, I call you that, but I am afraid I am not a student here myself.
You call me that because instead of actually naming the main character Byleth, they decided to let you name the main character whatever you wanted. I don't know if I agree with that, because that just means that they can't have all the characters just call Byleth by name, but that's besides the point, I guess.
Should the opportunity arise, I would love to become a student and begin my studies in earnest. The monastery is kind enough to provide a sanctuary for my brother and I. He's the only family I have. Might you help me with a favor?
And here, through Flane, is where we can learn to fish. Where, if we come down here, we can talk to the fish keeper. And, as it might imply, we can fish. Fishing, I have to explain it here, because after I use this bait, we get started with the minigame. Whenever you throw out your fishing rod, you basically get 3 chances to choose when you're going to pull the line. This time, with at least this, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. But if you use better bait, you might get a variety of fish, depending. If you're looking for a specific fish, it'll be with a specific color or a specific size. Like, there's various things, and depending on the day, it might change what you can catch. Sometimes you can catch better fish on some days, and not on others. Any of this is something that you would probably need to look up online. I don't have the resources to be able to put up information like this. But it is useful information to know. For now, we'll go ahead and throw out the fishing rod. And we could have caught that, but I chose not to. And here's another one that we could catch, and I'm going to choose not to. And since it's the third one, I'm going to go ahead and go. You basically just want to get the ring. You want, as the ring closes, you want to press A right as the ring gets to the actual, like, purple ring. You gotta press A at that point, and once you do that, then you get a perfect, and if you get everything perfect, that makes the quality of the fish even better. I don't know how getting all perfects determines what kind of fish you have, but video game logic, I guess.
Goddess, I pray to thee. Please protect us.
Now let's go talk to Flane. Let her know that we caught her a fish.
You have helped me so much.
And here, because of that, we gain a few fish from it, and some bait that we can use, and once again, renown. Catching fish on its own doesn't do anything, but this is where, coming in, I'm going to
Here
talk
at
to
the
Petra
monastery,
first.
I have had many great learnings from many great people. I am hopeful to have learnings from you, too. As forever, I will do my best trying.
And I'm going to talk to
I'm
Felix.
busy. Do you want something? I can't right now, but let's fight soon. I look forward to beating you.
I gotta talk to Raphael.
I really need to eat. I can't hold out until the next meal. Why can't the dining hall stay open all the time? I need to keep eating if I want to get stronger.
And here is the dining staff, which is what you need to talk to for eating with others. You look at them, and you can see the purple hourglass above their head. That's how you know that this is going to take up an activity point. If you noticed, both going into the greenhouse and working on that, as well as fishing, did not take up any activity points. If we wanted to go keep fishing, we could actually probably increase our professor level. I don't know if that's exactly necessary, but fishing is a fairly simple way of increasing your professor level a bit without using up any activity points. If that's something that may interest you, I would go ahead. But today, we're going to go to the dining staff, and we're going to check today's specials. Whenever you go in, you can choose 2 characters to bring with you on a meal. Not only will you increase your support level with them, but you can see that bar up in the top right corner, excuse me, where it shows that they look kind of happy. That essentially means that that shows their motivation. Whenever we get to something a little bit later, or we actually get to teach them, motivation is what they need in order for us to continue to teach them. If they don't have any motivation, we can't teach them anything. Doing this means that you have the chance of increasing their motivation. You see these blue up arrows over here. That means that they definitely like this meal. If you do that, I believe that it will bring them from 0 motivation all the way up to max. If they're like Ingrid, and they're fine with the meal, it will increase it by 3. And if they don't like it, I don't actually know. Why don't we experiment a little bit? Let's bring Leonie. And let's bring Leonie and Lysithia. Two different sides of it.
Whatever served, I'll eat. No complaints.
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away.
Okay, so it increases it by 1. Now I know, and now you know. There are also cases where if you bring 2 specific characters together, they will have a little conversation. Do I know all of those? I definitely do not. But it is something to keep in mind, because if those conversations happen, I believe it actually makes those 2 characters, it makes their support increase even more than usual. You can see that it says the bond among the 3 of you grew stronger, which means that Lysithia and Leonie grew a little closer together. Myself and Leonie grew a little closer together, and myself and Lysithia grew a little closer together. And since they're more motivated, since Leonie didn't like it, she only got 1. Lysithia went to full, but she was already at half. And now our professor level is increased. I now have more activity points for exploration. I now have more monthly funds for activities.
Nice! I knew I could count on you.
One thing that I will say is, in order to do specific meals, I don't think I can check now. Yeah, I can't check now. But you actually do need the ingredients in order to do these meals together. You usually have an abundance of ingredients, such as the fish or tomatoes or anything like that. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But it is something to keep in mind. If you're also interested in checking with all of the characters and talking to them, you can also open up the map to, I guess, whatever size you would really like. and you can see who you have and haven't talked to. I don't usually like having the map open this big, because I just don't find it necessary. But if you would like to, that's up to you. For this time, I don't really have the time to continue, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish exploring, push forward a little bit more just to get to a stopping point where I could save, and I will have to make a little cut where
Much appreciated.
I'll paste in the next part later, but I'm gonna need to make a small cut for right now because I do not have the time. At the end of a month, you're always going to have a mission. That mission being Rivalry of the Houses for this time. You also have combat points, I think is what they're called. That doesn't really do much for us now. But later, once we get more options for what we can do on a free day, it'll matter much, much more. Now, unfortunately, I have to go for now, but don't worry. It'll just be a small little cut for you when I'm able to come back and finish this off. So, for now, I'll see you in just a moment. I apologize for that. I had a few things I needed to take care of and didn't have as much time as I thought I did to finish the episode. But here we are. I'm sure for you it was merely a blink. Like I said before, at the end of each month, not always at the very end of the month, like the very last day, but the last week of the month might be a better way of putting it. We get a mission, and it is the end of the month mission. For this, right, it has to connect me because I turned my switch off for a bit. Rivalry of the Houses. Formerly a promising young mercenary, you are now the newest professor at the prestigious Officers' Academy. Students and faculty alike look on with curiosity as you engage in a mock battle between the school's 3 houses. This is, I mean, not, the first mission, but it's the first real mission, I guess.
Thank you so much.
It's usually about as far as it gets in that, by the way. It doesn't usually get very far, because the load times are fast enough. Rivalry of the Houses, White Clouds, Chapter 1, 3 Houses.
Time for a mock battle, eh? How should we go about this? Well, you'll be our commander, that much is for sure. Just don't screw it up and everything will be great. Got it, Teach? Right, I'll do whatever I can to help too. I mean, I'm kind of obligated to. For example, if I add a little something to their food to upset their stomachs...
He's ready to win. He just might not have the most morals when it comes to how they win.
Yeah, wink wink, I read you. You can't officially condone that sort of thing, right? But say, hypothetically speaking, students from the other houses started racing to the infirmary. As far as anyone knows, it could just be a harmless little stomach bug making the rounds.
Well, what a fascinating conversation you two are having. May we join?
Claude, I can't believe you would stoop to such crooked schemes to gain the advantage. Have you no honor?
If that was really my scheme, I wouldn't be talking about it out in the open. I'm afraid you'll have to wait until our battle to see what's really in store.
It's irrelevant anyhow. Whatever you have planned won't save you from a crushing defeat.
Claude is the planning guy. If there's a problem he needs to solve, he will find a way to give himself the highest possible chance of getting through it. Does he always admit it? No, sometimes he's a little tongue-in-cheek about it. But honestly, if you ask me, Claude is so much smarter than he gives himself credit for.
She has a point. Still, I'm rather eager to see what sort of schemes that mind of yours conjures up.
You heard him, Teach. We can't let these fine folks down. Are you serious, Teach? Well, if a crooked scheme is really what you're after, I've got more than a few of those up my sleeve.
Oh, how precious. Looks like you and the students have become fast friends.
While I am pleased that you are taking the initiative to acquaint yourself with the students, I'm afraid it's about time for the faculty strategy meeting.
I'm sorry, professors. It's about time I returned to my training anyway. Claude, Edelgard, until we meet again on the battlefield, farewell.
I look forward to assessing your abilities. I hope you don't disappoint.
We won't, well, I say I won't use auto battle. Sometimes I use it just if I need to move. If there's not much going on around and I just want to, like, move everyone, I'll sometimes just move Byleth forward in order to... excuse me. We won't need to go over that. I can go over it here. Sometimes I use auto battle to just move my units along a little faster. So here we have the battle prep. You can see several options that we have here. One of them grayed out. We can't do that right now. We have units where we can obviously choose what units we'll be going in with. I think that's what I want to do. Just so that we can also show off, as we will see, magic. In the inventory, you can change the different items that they have. You can put things in the convoy. You can move things from the convoy into your inventory. Byleth will always have access to the convoy no matter where they are on the map. Other units will not. So if they want to do that, they have to go to Byleth in order to get that through. Abilities, we don't really have many to choose from, but as you can see, we have a few abilities that we have here, and we can see a little bit of what they do. Once we start getting more abilities, we'll be able to start equipping and unequipping these as we see fit. Usually, I mean, you know, you're gonna have the ability that, you know, pertains to whatever your unit is usually going to use. Combat arts, we will definitely be getting more than just 3 combat arts, so you can equip and unequip these as you see fit when you're in this one. Battalions, which again we don't have left yet, and reclassing, which we also can't do much with right now, but we'll just say that if you make a unit a certain class, if you so choose to, you can change them back to another class that they have unlocked, and you can just move that around whenever you're at the start. Saving, it lets you save. System lets you go to the options, which you don't really need to do, and the guide, which lets you go through any little options here. Marketplace, obviously we can't do that yet, but you would be able to buy and sell stuff before the map. Map, it lets you get a overview of the map, lets you just sort of perceive what you want to do, and it also lets you switch around your units a little bit if you want to, you know, have someone somewhere else. And finally, support, which, as far as I can tell, serves basically no purpose. In here, you can... look around and see who has supports unlocked, but you're not allowed to actually view them. You basically are here just so that you can see who you have available support conversations with. I don't really get the purpose. Maybe it has something to do with this, because I honestly never noticed this menu ever. But, I don't know. I just don't get it. I think I'm ready. Hopefully this will... I have lost this a few times. It's honestly weirdly difficult sometimes, depending on how things go, but I think I'm ready. All we need to do is rout the enemy. And we cannot let Byleth or Claude fall in battle.
So, this is the stage for the mock battle. The command's all yours, Teach.
I'm sure you already understand, but the house that defeats the other two is declared the winner. Incidentally, I'll be overseeing this mock battle, so listen well if you want to win.
Since this is a practice battle, units who are defeated will not be permanently lost, because we are on, as you know, classic mode. Obviously, we don't want units to be taken out that easily.
Stay focused.
This is pretty simple to do. So, for this, this basically shows the danger range. If you look over it, it shows that this is basically how far Ferdinand would be able to... It shows everyone, but if you want to highlight someone specifically, you can, so that while you can see the danger zone for the entire map, you can also see the danger zone for a specific unit. If you also just want to have it for a specific unit, you could turn that off and just still click one unit in order to be able to see where you will be within their range. I, for now, want to move Byleth right here, just to get her within range. I'll move Hilda right here beside her.
Ready and willing.
Claude over here.
Leave it to me.
Scythia back here. And Marianne is going to need to stay as far back as she can. And now we're back to the enemy phase.
I will fight on the front lines. I can stop the enemy's advance with grace.
Do you have Lady Edelgard's permission to... I suppose I've no choice but to provide cover.
Thank you, Hubert. We are off to a terrible start.
Ash, can you move to the front lines? I want to lure the enemy this way.
Got it, Your Highness. Leave it to me.
Once you finish preparing, make your move. Did you, Mercedes? Keep our enemy occupied until then.
I'm on it.
Oh my. We'll try our best.
Mercedes, you always try your best. Alright, let's see. Hubert is now within range. And it looks like Ash will be focusing on Hilda. So I honestly think for now, I'm going to attack Ferdinand using Lysithia. No. I'm gonna attack using Byleth because I think I want Lysithia to get most of the experience. Attack Ferdinand. Oh, I realized I didn't really talk about magic.
Son of House Ire. How did I fail? I must need to train harder.
I just worked harder.
I should have gone into this, and forgive me for forgetting this. Magic is... So, we've gone over bows, and I can go over this just very brief. Bows, you know, have their set range, but they can't attack within melee range. Magic, I'll go ahead and end turn, because I don't plan on moving any of my units. I want to let Ash move
You are
up.
performing as expected, Professor. We will have to face you with our full might.
Magic typically... Well, not typically. Magic can attack even within melee range. But the caveat being that it has significantly less uses than a bow typically would. Let's see. Let's see how this does.
You're making me work.
Oh, that's what I wanted to
So
see.
strong. Have to do better next time.
I put in some work.
Hey, look at you.
As you level up with your reason or faith, depending on what you're wanting to do, so for Lysithea here, for Miasma, you would be leveling up reason, and say for Marianne here, because for both Nosferatu and for heal, leveling up faith will not only increase the potency of the heal, I believe so, and get you new spells, but it'll also increase the number of the number of spells that you can cast in general. So as you level it up, you'll start getting more and more spells. Lysithea is very squishy, but it's okay.
The new professor is rather strong. Suppose I'll have to call it a day.
Sorry, but victory is mine.
Oh, there we go.
Progress suits me well.
It does, Claude. And every time I've done this, I've always moved to this direction first, moved up to Manuela, and then moved this way. I don't know if that's necessarily the best way, but it's how I'm going to work on it for now. It's how I'm going to do it for now.
We will use the forest to ambush our enemy. Everyone, I am counting on your support.
If they're waiting in the forest, we'd do well to take a detour.
I think I'll be fine. I'm just gonna move within their range. Move Claude in. Again, just moving everyone towards the professor.
It could get rough.
The UI is so much more than I enjoyed Dark Deities. Let's get everyone ready.
Leave it to me.
Get everyone ready and then attack. No, I'm gonna save my heals. Yeah, I love that. That gives you experience. I'll go ahead and end for now. Let's see. I think I'll actually have Hilda do it. Hilda, you break this. Because I think... yeah, this will give me my best chance of hitting her.
There can be no victory unless I defeat you. So be it.
Edelgard's so serious. Ooh. A little harder than I would have preferred, but it's fine. Not great accuracy, but
Look at that,
passable.
a real-life princess. I'll have to be careful not to scar that little face of yours.
Careful, Claude. I'll win no matter what, but you're only making things harder for yourself.
And here's
Losing hasn't even crossed your mind, has it? Ooh, this will be a bit of a shock then.
To shock was your intention to begin with, was it not?
The banter between the three of them is some of my favorites. Next, we move Lysithea in. Ooh, Lysithea, if you don't hit, you're in a bit of trouble. Okay, good. Ooh, there we go. Give me that full level up.
there's still a long way to go.
Yeah, not the greatest level up I've ever seen, but not bad.
Forced to retreat. Well, things will only get tougher from here on out.
Heal up Hilda, and then that'll end my turn where I'll see Dorothea attack me, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. You hit decently hard.
Such power dwells within?
Not bad. Okay. Alright, Claude, let's see if you can get her. And then afterwards I need to start moving everyone into forest.
The new professor seems very capable.
That's the golden deer for you.
Gotta heal up Violet. And then I hope that Hilda has a vulnerary or something. Can't even move in. Okay, yeah. Alright. Resistance. Oh, Tim's there, okay. Just take it out, I don't care. Just take out this stupid wall. I'm not gonna risk that. I'm going to... Ooh, okay. The crest activating definitely made this a little easier. I'm gonna guarantee the hit.
Well done. I nearly wound up a patient in my own infirmary.
You lost to me?
Alright, Hilda, you don't need to show off that much.
I think... Yeah, I'm definitely tougher.
So, you've made it past Manuela, eh? I see now I must focus, and then make my move.
Start moving people in again. Gonna put the last two on my Scipio.
Thanks.
And then I believe they're gonna start moving in now, so I need to make sure Lysithia's...
Beautiful work, Professor. But the true challenge starts now.
Gonna need to make sure that Lysithia is the one attacking Dedue, because Dedue's gonna start moving in. And that's exactly why. Gonna heal up with that. And Lysithia, I don't want you to move right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. and a very, what do you call it? Turn well spent. How about that? Okay. %20%. Goodness gracious, Hilda. Ah, bummer. Alright, what's Dedue's range?
Oh no. This is as far as I can go.
Sorry, but victory is mine. Progress suits me well.
And I don't really want to do anything more on my turn, honestly. I think I'm gonna let Dedue go up and attack
You're a
Hilda.
tough opponent, but I refuse to yield. Do not fool yourself into believing I will hold back.
Violet just needs to attack 5 more times in order to get the mastery of the commoner. Hilda needs to do a 12. And Lysithea gets to finish off Dedue. Let's see how many more times she needs to do it.
Apologies, Your Highness. I can go no further.
You were outmatched.
5 more times. Nice.
Psst, Your Princeliness. You got a thing for Edelgard, right? Come on, fess up. You'll feel better.
Claude, please. This is no time for idle banter. Your defenses are wide open.
That didn't get to him, huh? What a shame. I'll find a better way to ruffle him up next time.
Oh, I love the banter. There's so much personality going on between everyone. Who do I want? Marianne. Marianne, can you even kill him? Oh, Marianne.
I could use a break.
Alright, I have a... Oh, well, no, you don't have any more uses of heal, do you? I'll do it just so that you can get the experience. See what you get.
I'm still a delicate flower, you know.
I've seen worse.
My training was insufficient.
Alright. I was thinking it's about time to finish it off, but I forgot that we still have Hanneman to deal with. I'll do this to get him within range. I'll do this to heal up Hilda. Get Lysithea within range, even though I don't even think she can really attack. At least not much. Yeah, no, she's out of miasmas. Let's see if I can do anything about Marianne. There's no one I could attack with, can I, to weaken him enough to let Marianne get all the experience. So I guess I'll just... I don't mind taking the damage. It's not like she's gonna go down. Excuse me, she would have a 4% chance of going down.
Who, me?
Why am I trying to attack from an angle? Go for it, Hilda.
My goodness. The leadership of someone with actual battle experience is... well, I was as good as useless.
Sorry, did I hurt you?
You might have hurt him a little, Hilda, but it's fine. Ooh, intermediate seal.
All right, that's that. The winner of this mock battle is... the Golden Deer House.
Great work, everyone. Even if it's just a mock battle, the taste of victory is sugary sweet.
I probably took way more turns than it actually needed to be. Hilda's motivation is maxed out. And yes, actually, that is another thing. If a student is an MVP, I believe their motivation just straight up gets maxed out. Gonna do that.
My, thank you
so much. Everyone loves Dorothea. Which, I mean, I don't blame them. Dorothea's great.
Great work, Teach. That was a brilliant win. Playing ignorant as to the quality of your command and deflecting the praise to your students. You really are a model professor, Teach. To be honest, I had a bunch of other schemes planned as well, just in case the situation called for it. But I didn't have to resort to any of them. I suppose our opponents lucked out.
Well met, Professor. The breadth of your skill was on full display today. I must admit that your tactics were masterful. I shudder to think what may have transpired had it been Claude leading us into battle.
I noticed that too. We just did what you told us, and we won.
You weren't
I
there.
love it.
As expected from a child of the former captain of the Knights. Thank you for today, Professor. I have much to consider. I never doubted that our professor would be amazing. It was way too obvious. Don't you agree, Marianne?
Huh? Me? Oh, yes, of course. Well done, Professor.
Captain Gerald taught his child well. It would have been more of a surprise had our professor proved lacking.
Don't you think it's a bit harsh to give Gerald all of the credit, Leonie? In any case, it's clear that we only won because of our new mentor's guidance.
Everyone gets
A
a little
mercenary's
quip
wisdom and
about praising
techniques are
us.
forged in battle. Those are the sorts of things you can only learn through experience. Right, Teach? But more importantly, it's time to celebrate our victory. Teach here has yet to try my well-renowned home cooking. I really do hope you'll join us. After all, I swiped some finely aged cheese from the dining hall for just this occasion.
Do we get more story?
Your work with the students was remarkable. I can see Gerald trained you well. I do hope you were able to use the occasion to bond with the students. I'm so happy to hear it. Nothing would please me more than if you used this coming year to grow closer still.
Of course, the mock battle was mere practice. The real fight is the battle of the Eagle and Lion, which will take place during the Wyvern Moon. You are expected to properly train your students so as not to humiliate the Academy during the long-held tradition that is the coming battle.
As for today,
I think
I
I'll
have
do
called
fine.
you here to tell you of your mission for the month ahead. Your class is to dispose of some bandits causing trouble nearby.
Those affiliated with Garrigmach Monastery have a moral obligation to help those in need, regardless of social standing. Students are no exception. Each month before the newly birthed moon departs, each house of students must complete their assigned mission.
You shall work to complete the task at hand alongside your students and report back to the Archbishop before the deadline. Understood? I will soon provide you with the necessary details for your first mission. If I told you now, I expect you would only forget, and I despise repeating myself.
Oh, come now,
I
said
can
it.
sense something special within your heart. I have high hopes for you.
Come now, Sedith. You gotta give us a little more credit than that. Rhea believes in us.
Bandits, they say.
I want to mention, by the way, they walked off to the left, which, from the perspective, would be to the right if we were facing them. And there's nothing in that direction except for a wall.
Do you recall when we first met? You shall not fall so shamelessly again, correct? Have you no words for me? Do not tell me that you are shocked to hear from me. You ought to know that I am always with you now. To hear my voice should not come as a shock.
Of course, Sothis. Always glad to hear you.
What is this nonsense? All I was told was to kill as many noble pipsqueaks as possible. No one said anything about the Knights of Damned Saros being on our trail.
You have proven yourself worthless, distracted by something so trivial. I had hoped you would achieve your goal despite the setback. But now a child of the Knight's former captain is in play. How interesting.
Hey, this isn't what I agreed to!
Hiring a mercenary as a professor. What was that woman thinking?
Are you listening to me? How do we finish this?
You die.
What?
Underestimating the Knights was an amateur mistake. One you will pay for. The road to eternal torment awaits you all.
The strings are really making it
Now
dramatic.
I must locate your replacements.
Wait! Get back here! Damn you!
Mr. Forehead does not seem to be very happy. Save here again. Link to text. Well, could have read it.
Part 1. White Clouds. Harpstring Moon. Familiar scenery.
Can't interrupt Gerald.
In honor of the saints whose births or deaths took place under this moon, the people perform music once beloved by those divine beings. Whether by harp, by flute, or voice alone, joyous melodies are shared between farmers as they sow their seeds across the vast plains of Tailteen and Gronder.
That's. I guess we'll be ending off on a few interesting little story bits. We find out that we need to take care of some bandits by the end of this month. We find a mysterious enemy that maybe we'll be seeing again. We'll just have to see. There are new places to explore in the monastery. You receive 2,000 gold from the Church of Saros as funding for this month's activities.
As you have already been notified, your mission is to subdue some bandits. Our students have been learning about combat through study.
More
This
bandits.
is a precious opportunity to provide them with practical experience. The Knights will support your mission and are prepared to offer their assistance if necessary. In short, this is no mock battle. You must be prepared for anything.
This will be a lot of their first times actually killing someone. I want that to be remembered for the
You
end
will
of this
receive a
month.
message from the Knights when it is time to depart. Until then, use your time wisely.
More bandits. Not very original, Teach. Well, as long as you're with us, at least things won't be boring. In fact, it may take a turn for the interesting. And with that, I take my leave to make my final preparations.
You seem well. Are you adjusting to life at the monastery?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't expect that answer. When we were mercenaries, I handled everything. Outside of battle, you didn't have much contact with people, did you? I thought being thrown into a swarm of noble brats to teach would be a bit much for you.
Man, this father-daughter bonding sounds a lot like exposition to let us know what we're like.
But I guess I had nothing to worry about. By the way, I heard about those bandits. Your first assignment is to take them out, right? That's fairly routine for you by now, but don't forget it's the first real taste of battle for those brats. It'll be tougher to sleep at night if you let one of your little pupils die. So stay vigilant and lead them well. I wish I could offer you my support, but Lady Rhea won't allow it. For now, I'll try to figure out what she wants from you. I don't mind you settling into your life here, but don't let your guard down, ever.
I think we'll be fine. I think you're worrying too much, Gerald. Whose birthday is it? It's Annette's birthday. Yes, I'll get you flowers, Annette. It's just a simple way for you to get a little more support with some of them. The monastery holds events with various effects, such as those which increase the benefits of the shared meal activity for certain characters. These events will appear on the calendar. Select Explore on your day off to participate. Ooh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's not something we really need to worry about. All we can really do is explore. Is there anything that we else can do? No? There's really no support conversations yet? Alright. Whatever you say. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's all I really need to worry about. Marketplace, anything? Alright. I think that's everything. So for now, I'm going to end it here. And probably when I get up tomorrow, I'm going to be continuing from where we left off, where we'll explore some new places in the monastery and a few other things just to, see where things go. I'll see you